What in the sci-fi?
Killed Hannibal.
So far, Raised by Wolves is the only show that I've stuck with that has not disappointed me the farther on I progressed. It marketed itself as sci-fi and delivered as sci-fi. There's honestly so much to talk about in this episode, but what I'm going to be concentrating on right now is the monster. Of course, you know, because we live for the aliens. Don't worry, in other videos, I will be getting into what's going on with Mother and the whole android pregnancy bit. All of that is weird, and some of it makes no sense, but it is totally embracing the science fiction aspect of this genre. Not a lot of shows or movies do that these days. I was like, yes, watching this straight through, I was like, this is what sci-fi is. Did people forget? Anyways, Mother has this mass growing inside of her, and we now know that it's a fetus. I have some theories as to what that's going to be. I can't wait. This just these episodes, these 2 episodes that they gave us. There's going to be a finale as well, and we can have a whole lot of other videos to make.
What is it?
It moved.
But we now know she's carrying a baby. One other thing, I absolutely love Amanda Collins' performance. Oh my gosh, she's such a beautiful woman. She embraces this part so well. You can tell that she is one with this character. So well done. Anyways, she goes to try and find substance for her child. As she is scavenging at the crash site, she hears something, and I think that they're playing upon the human pregnancy symptoms as well, because they say that mothers who are pregnant have way better sense of smell than if they're not. And she comes upon the monster. The monster attacks her, but look at its behavior when it jumps on her. She screams at it, it leaps at her, but it doesn't leap at her to attack her straight away. It just pins her down as a show of dominance. It seems to inspect her stomach like it knows that there's a baby in there. And just look at the mug of that thing. One thing I have noticed, you haven't seen the teeth of these creatures yet. This is the first time we've actually seen it really up close and what they look like. But it seems as though Ridley Scott was kind of responsible for the design of this monster as well. Because does it not look like Deacon? The way its jaws sort of protrude from out of its mouth. We notice that it does have sharp teeth, and it does have the ability to take down large prey. Maybe it's scavenging off of fungi and other minerals because there is nothing else left for it to pick off of. However, I do notice that the monsters never seem to attack with a straight up attempt to kill. At least not for eating. There was that time that they tried to throw Ragnar Marcus into the hole to kill him, just out of mischief it seemed. But then here, the creature didn't even try to bite or attack Mother, and even when they were going after Tempest, the pregnant girl, the pregnant human girl, they didn't really kill her either. They could have, but they didn't. They chose not to. Mother has no qualms about killing it though, and just seeing her be a mother in this particular role, an actual mother caring for her baby that's coming out of her belly, it's really exciting to see, because you get to see her act on her urges. Urges that you think should not be there because she's an android. But then when you look at how she was created, and you look at how we are designed, some other more high-tech race can look at us, and for all you know, they could be thinking, man, who designed these freaking machines and left them here to ransack the earth? Get rid of them, they're clearly obsolete. Later on the episode, she picks up one of the cards and decides to scan it, and it seems to give her a flashback or some information on the past on this planet. It seems as though she's transcoding alien language. As an android, she might have that ability built in to be able to understand any language. And what we see next is very interesting, and this has to do with the monsters, at least I believe so. We see a whole bunch of people standing around, but in the middle of the circle they're all looking at, there seems to be some kind of prisoner in a box. And get this, it's vomiting white fluid that looks very similar to android blood, that milky white substance. Either this is happening now or it happened in the past on this planet. What I'm really intrigued with is look at the design of this thing. Okay, so the dudes that are standing around this thing condemning it, probably crushing him from the inside of this, whatever this polygon shape is, they look humanoid and seem to be standing on 2 legs, just like humans. They're wearing clothes just like humans. And looking at the side of this creature, does it not look like the monster? The both of them have elongated faces, but yet have humanoid shapes. I'm guessing this thing in here is a humanoid as well. I'm only guessing because they seem to have it in a punishment device to crush its insides, the same way they put that helmet on that guy to crush his head if he gets too far away from his guard. If these monsters, in fact, had ruled this planet a long time ago, then just like humans made androids in their likeness, it's very possible that they would have made this android, or their version of an android since it's leaking white blood, in their likeness as well. which indicates to us, at least in theory, that these creatures are super intelligent and had their own civilization a long time ago. It is possible that now, this is what is left of these creatures. Notice they are the only living beings really being featured on this planet, aside from the humans and the androids if you want to count them in, that is. That must mean the role that they play in this story is very integral. They keep giving us pieces and puzzles to solve, and I think that these creatures, these aliens, since Ridley does have a knack for including his aliens and androids, are a very big part of the story. Showing that one was pregnant and they had to eat it to survive. Having Father make that remark about, yeah, good thing you're not intelligent. Everything is foreshadowing these creatures being intelligent or being descendants of an intelligent class of species. You may be wondering, well, why do they now walk on 4 legs? If these in fact are the descendants of the creatures gone by, why are they walking on 2 legs and seeming to have regressed? What happened to all their technology? Well, it's no different than humans. Let there be a worldwide disaster that wipes out all the satellites and wipes out all of our electronics, and you'll see how fast we go back to being primitive. And if the great minds aren't alive to invent iPhones and all that stuff that we've invented before, surely it depends on your environment if it's very hostile and you don't have the means, or the people that remained are not as smart, technologically proficient as many of the pioneers having gone by many years ago, humans would regress or evolve to fit their environment. Come to think of it, the only reason why we even took off as much as we did with technology is because we no longer had to be on the run. Humans had to run from predators and had to survive. They had to chase down their prey. As soon as agriculture became a thing and we no longer had to be nomads, we can stay in one place, we had so much more time to concentrate on building upwards and to enhance our technology. On a brand new planet where you're barely surviving, you don't have that kind of time. They're barely making it with trying to make their plants grow and not poison them. They're still understanding the land. They are acting like the first cavemen or any early animal that is new to its environment or dealing with new environmental pressures. If these creatures stayed there for hundreds and thousands of years without their technology, whatever happened to it, it would make sense for them to devolve back to a previous state of body structure and mentality in order to traverse the land or survive underground. It is possible that these aliens that we see, or these monsters that we see, is what is left of these beings who are cloaked. And as you can see here with their hoods, it looks like they have the same head shape. Those long faces, which again explains why they liken their version of an android to look like that. That's just something I picked up from this episode. I may be wrong, it's just a theory. Another thing I wanted to point out, it seems as though they were sacrificing this thing or punishing it, whatever they were doing. They look very religious. It could have been that religion killed this world as well, and they were very cruel to androids as well. There's just so much to talk about. I absolutely love this episode. I can't wait for the finale, and I'm going to be very sad when the show's over. But it's the kind of show that you can actually watch over again because you miss so much. Thanks to Ridley Scott and the team and the writers for bringing us this, because honestly, there are a lot of shows I'm following right now, and a lot of them are disappointing me. Raised by Wolves has yet to disappoint me. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, you guys. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.